My father walked himself in hospital 10 years ago and he came out lifeless. He was dead. And guys, this is the story of my life. I just don't want to narrate to you a story of grief. I want to narrate a story of a very, very great and significant man in my life. And I will take you years back because I'm going to give you a flashback of the life we lived before, what happened, and life after, you know. And I'm narrating to you guys this story because I know somebody out there might be going through the same thing that as I do, and we might not be in the same situation, but we can relate, you understand. And it has taken me 10 years to even compose myself without crying and give you guys this story. So flashback to several years back, you know, like about 20 years back. Life was amazing, and I thank God for my family, how I was raised, you know. My parents did a very amazing job, you know. They worked so hard to provide. I never lacked as a child. Life was great, to be honest. I am one of these people who will not complain about my childhood because I lived a very good life. All thanks to God and to the hard work of my parents. You know, it was all peaceful. Life was amazing. Things were going so well, you know. Now, flashback to 2016. That is when all happened. So I was in my fourth year of high school. I was completing high school. And then I'm told my father walked himself in hospital. He was just a little bit unwell. So he walked himself in hospital, knowing just after a few days he'll get back home. But now things escalated. That will come later on. So I was used to all my visiting days when I was in boarding school. My father would come together with my mother, and even my siblings would come and visit me in school. So that was my norm. So this day, our second born, like my brother, is now sent to school to come and visit me alone, you know. So I'm asking, like, what is going on, what is happening at home? He says, oh, uh, father is unwell, but we pray he gets better, you know. That was the first time. Okay, it did not hit me. So in between our my school days, I would call home, I would call my mother, and she'd reassure me we are still in hospital, but things will get better, we will move out of here very soon, you know. Another visiting day comes, my brother again, he's sent to school to visit me. Now it gets suspicious, but again, nothing was ringing in my mind that, you know, there's something wrong going on. So that goes that way. And then in between all this drama, I get sick. I had like a knee problem. I once fell down and the problem kept reoccurring and reoccurring. So my father books a flight from hospital, and my uncle comes to school to pick me and takes me to the airport, takes me to hospital. And I insist, after this treatment, I want to go and see my father before I go back to school. Take me to him, let me see how he's doing. You know, then they take me there, and for the first time in my life, I saw my father in a hospital bed in those clothes, you know. But anyway, I was like, he's here, but we'll come out of here very soon. So nothing clicked. But he told me, when you go back to school, study so hard. And yeah, that's what he left me with. Go back to school and study very hard. So me, I go back to school. But I still kept calling, you know, just inquiring how everything was. And they kept reassuring me that everything is fine. But back there, things were getting worse on a daily. Things were getting worse every day. Me, I'm in school, and that would like, guys. Anyway, so this day comes. It was one Saturday, and Saturday was among those days that we would do cleaning in school. It was like a usual day for cleaning. So we went, did all the laundry, you know, cleaned. And then after the cleaning, it was now after lunch classes. So we were heading into the afternoon class. And I remember so well, it was a mathematics lesson. Yeah, we were getting into a mathematics lesson. So the deputy sends one of the girls to come and call me, which was very rare. If the deputy calls you to her office, it's either you are in a mistake or they have brought you some shopping from home. But imagining that I didn't need shopping because we had visiting day like a few days ago. I don't need I don't need like shopping and all those things, you know. And mistakes, I was not that such kind of person to get myself in mistakes, you know. So I was wondering, how come she's calling me? Anyway, just go anyway to her office, and she starts preaching to me. It was a Catholic school, so she starts preaching to me. And I remember she was talking about Moses and the Israelites and all those things. And eventually she breaks the news to me like, your father has just passed, and a few family friends are coming to school to pick you. So just get ready and put your things together. You're going home. Hey, you guys, I froze for a very long time. I froze. Trust me, I did not cry the entire time. So those family friends are called, you know, they're told to come and pick me from school. And in the car, they were telling me, you know, if you want to cry, we understand your situation, just cry. I did not even shed a tear. Not even like. So I go home, find people are there. There are some contributions going on, but now my whole family is in Nairobi, so I have to travel again to go to Nairobi. But in the car, I'm even wondering, what am I doing? Like, what am I doing here? You understand? But before I continue, let me just tell you this. I think life is kind of spiritual. Before I was told the news in school, I had like a very weird dream. I dreamt that I had gone home. It was like a closing day. I had gone home, and I went home, and I was now informed because it's like in the dream I found my father not there. So I was inquiring, where is he? And I was told, oh, he died like 2 weeks ago. You're not aware? We even buried him. You know, you're not aware. Then waking up from that dream, it was kind of funny. And something surprising, the day I dreamt is the day he died. You know? So anyway, now we are on our way to Nairobi. I go there, you know, all those funeral plans and all those things. But still, it's not hitting me that he's not there. Anyway, plans go on as they are supposed to. You know, we travel to the village, finish our burial. People are there, a lot of politicians, because my father was in government. My father was a very senior man in government. That's why I told you guys that he was a very great man, a very great man. You know, people just didn't know him, but he was one of those people. So we have politicians running all over, giving all sorts of promises, the way they will, you know, the way they are going to facilitate our schooling, you know, and all those things, or blah, blah, blah. People can lie. And this is just a message to all those people who give promises and you know so well there's nothing you will do. It's better for you to keep quiet, especially people who are grieving their loved one. Please just shut up. Don't talk. Just, you know, give them the message and leave. There's no need of giving promises and you know so well. Yeah. Now the funeral comes to an end, people leave. And this is where grieving starts. You start to grieve, you start to remember, you know, start having memories. But then I'm supposed to go back to school because it was my final year of high school. So I go back to school, and now the next visiting day, my mother comes to school alone. I was used to her coming to school with my dad. Now she comes alone. Guys, that's when things start getting weirder, because I'm seeing people have their fathers, they're coming to visit them. Where is mine? Then I remember, oh, he's dead, you guys. You know, that's when it hit me that he's no longer coming back. 2-3 visiting days down the line, he's not there. Finally, I finished my KCSE, that is our final exams, and go home. And now the things I'm hearing, like, life is no longer the same. People are just all over the place. People are grieving differently. They are grieving differently. And I'm just there confused. So my only source of grief was to shut down. And that's why I told you guys from the word go, I froze for a very long time. I didn't want anything that would remind me that my father is not there. One, from the family gatherings. I would go for family gatherings and I would not sleep there. I remember when we were young, when we were young, we would go for family gatherings. All of us were there. Our cousins, our uncles, we'd cook together, we'd eat together. Like, it was fun. This time around, we're having an event and my dad is not there. What do you mean? What am I sleeping there for? So I never used to sleep at family gatherings. I never used to visit my cousins. I remember one time my cousins would call me just to go and visit them. Most of them used to live in Nairobi, so they'd call me to go and visit them, and I didn't even want, like, I didn't want to go and sleep anywhere. I didn't even want to go out, even at my friend's place. Anywhere that is not my home, I'm not sleeping there. And it took me a very long time to just start visiting people and just having sleepovers there. And I shut down on everyone. Even those cousins of mine, never used to talk to them. It took me a long time to start talking to people. Like, that was my own way. And I know probably from this video they might gather a few reasons as to why I shut down. Because life was happening, people changed. Those promises that we had during the burial, they were no longer there. People just vanished. And now you're getting advices from a lot of people. Now you want to make decisions, but now you have no one to ask, to seek advice from. And it was a whole lot, trust me. And I have 4 brothers, and all of them, I know, wherever they are, they digested this information differently, including my mother, including my relatives. Till today, I still meet like my extended family, and people are just wondering why it really happened. Till today, we still ask ourselves questions. And I would walk in town sometimes, and I just see somebody, and I'm like, am I seeing a ghost? And I shake my head. I'm like, oh, I'm just in some sort of, somebody just looks exactly like him, and I'm just, oh my goodness, he is not here. So every day will remind you that this human being is not there. And the reason as to why I'm even saying this story, I know somebody out there might be going through the same situation. They're wondering how they're going to cope. I mean, it never gets better. You just get used to this person not being with you, but every day will remind you that this human being is not coming back, and you have to stay by it and live by it, because you know why? Life is for the living. Life is for the living. So this man was a very great man. He inspired me a lot. Even in the content creation journey, he was the content creator of the family. My father would go somewhere and take pictures. By then, we never used to have like good cameras, but trust me, he bought himself a camera. All my childhood photos, I have my childhood memories because my father took those photographs for us. Even our extended family, they know he documented our childhood. And I am even a content creator today because I learned a few things from him. Life is about documentation. Life is about memories, and the only way to have the memories is through pictures and through documenting your life. So that's why I'm even a content creator. I'm even courageous like this because he was one of the courageous people I saw. However strict, but he was a good man. People would attest to that. And to be honest, guys, that is like my story of my life. I don't know how I've even composed myself till this point, but it was a lot. And I don't know if there's anything that would ever hit me like that, but at the end of the day, we move regardless. We move regardless, and I am happy that I'm in this space right now. I can say I'm at 45% of healing, because anytime somebody will talk to me and it just hit me, it hits me and takes me back to 2016. So it has been 10 years of growth, 10 years of understanding that life, people can be temporary. Somebody would be here today, tomorrow they're not there. So live life, have memories, believe in people, and just be nice. Bottom line, be humble, because tomorrow I will be here or not. You understand? So guys, that has been my story. I don't know what was your take, from it. But all in all, I'm not here to say stories for pity, but I'm just saying this story because I am strong enough. And if you're going through the same situation, I mean, life gets easier with time. So that being said, thank you very much for watching this episode. I love you so much, and I will see you in my next one. It has been your one and only, the IG. Adios.